Hi everyone. I'm from BDITDomain. I'm a tutor for this course. This course is all about Selenium with Java UI automation testing. So today's class is about the frames in Selenium, like how we will handle the frames. Usually in UI, if we see, we will not be visibly see the frames. Rather, there is a tag called iframe or a frame tag. So whenever you find anything with this, so there must be a frames implemented in the web application. So what is an importance of a frames and why we should understand how to handle the frames means? Usually we can able to inspect the web element in the web page, but when we are trying to automate that web element, but it will not execute successfully because the elements will be present inside of the frame. That will be a problem. That is an issue. That is the reason we are unable to do the automation. So how to handle this? So first of all, we must know the frames are implemented or not in that web page. And the second thing is we have to switch to the frame which we want to. For example, our element is present in the frame 3. So you have to switch to that frame 3 and you can able to automate that. So how we did it like alerts and the windows, like we are switching to the window or which we are switching to the alert to automate. The same way here, we have to switch to the frame to automate the web elements inside of the particular frame. So usually frames, number of frames will be implemented in the web applications. Like for example, 2 frames or 3 frames or 5 frames like that. So let us see how we actually handle it. For example, if you see the HTML code here, there is something called iframe tag. And we do we do find the ID, name, and we can also have the tag name here as iframe. So whenever you see something called a iframe or a frame tag, you must understand that there is a frames which is implemented here. I'm taking one website which frames are available in that website. So we can see we have like frames, frame 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I want to inspect this element and automate this element means it won't happen until unless I have to switch to that frame. So that's what I was trying to say. Even though your flow is correct, your application is loading in time, and your web element is also correct, means your locator is also correct, but still your automation is unsuccessful. That may be a reason there is a frames behind it. Means that the frame 1 text box is implemented in the frame 1. Like that here, one more text box in frame 2 and frame 3 and frame 4 and frame 5. So if you want to get into the frame 5 text box, you must switch to the frame 5 so that you can able to automate. So what are the different ways we can able to automate the frames means? Whether we can go with the web element or index of the frame or ID or name of the frame, or we can also get the 4 ways like web element, ID or name of the frame, then index. Usually indexes start from 0. For example, we want to get into the frame 2, we have to give index of 1. You want to get into frame 3, we have to give index of 2 because the index starts from 0. I said 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here actually, as per the index calculation, there are 4 frames available here. Okay, so let us try how to actually automate these frames. So for example, I want to automate this frame. First of all, I have to inspect this one. Before inspecting, first I have to switch to, right? So driver dot switch to dot frame. We are also sending the index. For example, I want to get into frame 2. I'm giving the index of 1. Then I can able to automate this. Inspect. And we can take a name. Driver dot find element by dot name. Name is the locator I'm taking. So I'm just providing this here. Dot send keys. Inside the send keys, I'm providing ABCD, some text. Okay. Let me run this code and see whether it is. For example, first I'm not switching to the frame and I'm trying to automate this. My flow is correct. I'm also given the weight here, implicitly weight I also gave, so that there will be no payload issues and the flow is looking perfectly fine. And there is no payload issues, and the locator is also correct because we are directly taking the name here. So there will be no chance of, the locator will fail. So let me run the code. See, it is not happening. So my code got stuck here. So actually, after switching to the frame, after entering the text, I'm giving some time so that we can visibly see what is happening, and then driver dot close. Now I'm just switching to the frame and I'm trying. I did not change anything. So I just switched to the frame to automate. Now ABCD is entered and closed. My test case is passed. Now all of you understood. Switching to the frame is important when the frames are implemented in the web application. And how you know the frames are available in the web application or not means, if you inspect, you will see usually frame option, view frame source, like that iframe, like that differently you can see in the inspect tab, you can see about frames. That is one thing. And another one is, if you come here in the DOM and search for a frame, if that is implemented, you can see few of the names which is related to the frames. So these are the ways we will find the frames, and we will try to automate them by switching to the frame, the required frame we want, and when we can able to automate it. And let us talk about the complete overview of till now because we are almost end of the Selenium concepts. So let us understand what are the different concepts we have learned till now. So the very first thing we have learned about the sample program, where we can able to automate the text boxes and buttons. And there we have used different locators also. The locators are like ID, name, class name, CSS selector, link text, partial link text, tag name, and XPath. In XPath, we have two different types, absolute and relative XPath. So we are most preferable locators are ID, name, and relative XPath, because other locators have their own priority to use, but mostly we use these locators. Relative XPath is an XPath we will write by using different methods like text contains text ancestors, preceding sibling, following sibling, like that. So we can able to customize our XPath over there. That will be more reliable. And comes to the drop downs, the next concept is a drop downs. So the drop downs are the concept we will be using. We will be using to automate the drop downs in the web application. So usually we have two different kinds of drop downs. We can see one is with the select tag, without select tag. If any drop down is without a select tag, we usually click and click we do, or we can use a for loop to get the find elements. We'll use a method to get the all values, and then we can able to use the loops concept from Java. Then you can able to traverse throughout the web elements, and you can click what web element you want. That is one concept. Coming to the select class, we have a different methods like select by visible text, select by value, and select by index. That is about the dropdowns. And after the dropdowns, we also learned about alerts. Alerts, different types of alerts we have. One is web-based, another one is window-based. Web-based alerts like a simple alert, prompt, and confirmation alerts. And coming to web-based, we usually handle by switching to the alert, and then we can accept, dismiss, send keys, and get text. These are the methods we can able to perform. Coming to window-based alerts, we have two different kinds of methods like get window handle and get window handles. By using these two different methods, we can able to traverse through the windows which are open, and obviously we have to switch to that window, get the title, verifying the title, then we can get into the desired window we want. And the next concept is the actions class. Actions class in Selenium to perform different keyboard and mouse actions like double click, mouse over, drag and drop, context click, which is right click, like such kind of like key press, key release, send keys, all that. To handle this, we have to create an object for actions class first. Then we will pass the driver inside the actions class. Then by using the reference of the actions class, we can able to perform all these actions. After that, we also saw the weights concept in Selenium, which is implicit, explicit, and fluent weight. Implicit weight we declared only once, and it will be utilized for all web elements present in that class. And it has a feasibility like whatever the time which is required, that only will consume, the remaining time will not be considered. And coming to the explicit weight is also called as a conditional weight. We will be able to provide certain conditions such as wait until the element is visible, wait and alert to be present, like that. Coming to exception handling in Selenium, we have a different kinds of exceptions in Selenium, such as no such element exception, element not visible exception, element not interactable exception, stale element reference exception, and WebDriver exception, timeout exception. We have these different kinds of, there are more as well. So when you find such kind of exception, you will get such kind of exceptions when we are doing an automation. We will handle these exceptions by using try catch blocks. One try can have multiple catch blocks. It means that we can able to handle multiple exceptions together for one particular code to be tried. So, and end of the all exceptions is over, we must handle a super exception, maybe the WebDriver exception. It helps us to, first of all, to get what is the issue with that particular step to be failed. And the second thing is you will also able to continue your execution. That's an advantage. And after exceptions today, we have seen the frames concept. So frames will be implemented in web page. So to automate the frames, we must switch to the frame. Then we can able to handle the web elements inside of that frame. Nowadays, most of the applications are not implementing the frames concept, but before it was there. But as a tester, we must understand what is frames and how we will handle it. So that is it for the day, guys. If you need any further assistance, our new batch is going to start from very soon, like 15th of September. If you are really interested, you can just mail us the given email ID, or you can also call us the given number. Thank you.